The Sean Links Group of Companies present Free Independent Sales Executive Training with Dr. Larry Shonekon.
Don't see those challenges as a barrier, rather see those challenges as opportunity.
Create products from time to time to help you sustain your larger vision. And in those products, they are solving problems. And if they are solving problems, there must be sustainability. Products is always exchange for money. And especially when it's a good product. When you solve people's problem, then you are in what? Business. Find the solution to make profit from the inputs. It becomes a business. A lot of you are not doing business. Some of you are doing charity work.
I'm the Group Managing Director for Sean Links Group of Companies. I have to take some time out, especially within this time that we have this pandemic, the COVID-19. And you can see it's a different environment, and especially for businessmen or those who are already aspiring to do business. My focus today is going to be based on three sets of people, which they are the people I want to talk to. I'm talking to those of you who want to start something. You may be in a paid job, you may have maybe one or two things you've been desiring, nursing and planning to bring to birth. Or, you know, I'm talking about starter right now. You want to start something, a source of income. And so I'm going to be talking to you and letting you to know some of the principles and what it takes. The second set of people are those who have started. You know, there's a saying, and it came out of a lot of principles that have been experimented, that for every 10 business that starts, minimum 2 would succeed in the next 4 years. What happened to the other 8? Either they die or the business just remain and fizzle out. That's been the case because there's so many principles that we must understand, and that's one of the things I want to do. The man talking to you here, at least in my personal business, I'm now 10 years, I'm a decade in business, but the fact remains that I finished since 96 and I've been working so to top levels. So put 96 to 2020, it gives you my working experience, and at the same time as an entrepreneur, as an MD and a CEO. So I'm talking not words. I've been listening lately on so many principles, means. How can a man that have never tasted a million teach us how to become a millionaire? A lot of people, they love football and they play football with their mouth. When you see them, especially the spectators at the field, you know, just kick it like this, just turn it like this. Those who are playing knows what it takes when you're on the field. It's good when you stand behind. You could see and talk, but there are some things, skills that are required in order to be an effective and a better player. So I want to talk to you and see, I'm going to be practical. I'm not going to be bringing theories and books. I love reading, but what we read doesn't really make a lot of impact on us. I can tell you. Sometimes we go to schools. I always tell people, when I was in school, I started learning Pythagoras theorem, y squared plus. How would I apply that? It's application. A lot of graduates out there had studied what they taught, you know, they've been taught, and cannot practicalize it in the field out there. So basically, what we are looking at is to be practical, and that's what I want to do. I want to tell you some of the things I did. I want to tell you how I came out, you know, of some of my challenges, and how I remain in business, how I grew. Can you imagine? 10 years ago, I started one business, Sean Links Limited. I was pregnant and had almost about 9. He gave birth to 9, babies, 9 babies, and had to nurture them. You know what it is even when you have twins, triplets. So I nurtured them, and I'm glad that some of them are about to get married and they are already moving on their own. So the fact is, I'm talking principles here and facts, things that you need to put to play and work. I was listening to a radio program on entrepreneurship, and the guy came up there and was just talking about re-engineering. Okay, tell us what this re-engineering is. People pick up words and they just try to make use. They are not skillful in it. Let me tell you some basic truths. For those of you, I'm just telling you the preamble of those who are in the second category to grow your business. These basic principles I want to tell you, if you don't do it in your first and second year, because that you will either learn it and then you come back to it. God help you that you remain, you stand. God help you that you stand. So I'm really concerned about how we operate.
Lashon Links Group of Companies present Free Independent Sales Executive Training with Dr. Lanre Shonekon. Are you interested in becoming a professional independent sales executive? Do you want to improve on your skills in marketing? Then come to our free training. For more information on how you can participate, please call these numbers 0803-9733-800. Visit our office at plot 411B Omofadi Crescent, Omole Agidingbi, Ikeja, Lagos. Better still, you can visit our website on www.lashon.com. Lashon Links Group of Companies, meeting your every need.
The first one, how to start. What are the things you need when you want to start your business? For you that are out there, you're either in a pay employed job or you're working for someone, and definitely I want to tell you, there's nobody that can pay you. I always tell my staff, there's no job that can pay your worth. But the fact remains that many of us, we work on survival. And we just have to live. And you ask people, why do they work? Have you asked, if you're working, if you're in a paid employed job, I should ask you, until you ask some basic truths. Why are you working? A lot of answers. When you answer that question, then I'll know your next level. Oh, for an ends meet, to meet my needs. I have goals. I have to pay bills. There are various reasons why people work. In one of my subsidiary, the security, I'd seen a lot of things there. Graduates and even the non-graduate, undergraduates, and school sats and every level, even the one that had not been to the four wall of the school, struggling for the same job. So the pyramid, at the top is always very, what would I put it now? The pyramid at the top is steep, and at the base is a big one. You know what a triangle is like. So the top, to be at the top, it's like, if you look at the triangle, it's like at the top you have the base is smaller. If you look at the top, then as you come down, the base becomes, there's an increase in the base. And so that's what the survivor it is. That's what survivor is, to get to the top. My concept for starting a business is going to be taken from one principle, which I call the baby's principle. The baby's principle. The women will be very good, at this, because before you give birth, you're going to spend time to plan. there are some basic things that you need to do. When you want to get married, you plan, you choose to get married. After you've gotten married, you plan for your kids. And nothing just happened. You'll find out that basically the woman, there's conception, two coming together, and then the baby is formed. And what happens in conception? It's the projection and planning of bringing to birth. I'm just telling you some of these concepts. The baby is carried for 9 good months. The woman goes through a lot antenatal. She's given some conditions, what to eat, not what to eat, the exercise to do, and all that within that period, so that she can give birth to an elder baby. In that process, she had to abide with some rules and regulations. That is how business are conceived. When you want to go into business, there's conception before even you go into it. Babies are not giving birth. Good 9 months. Good 9 months. What happened within the 9 months? There's an adaptation. There's a bond. There's a bonding between the baby and the mother. And there are regulations, do's and don'ts. And that's the principle that you need to use. And so when the child comes, there is nursing. That's when you start out. You start nursing your business. So let's go through the basic principle. And let's look at how do you really start a business. For some of us, we started out as a result of a need. Some of us started out because, not that I didn't want to start my business. I was forced out of my job. I was retrenched, or what else we like. I was given a sack letter for my last employment. My service is not needed again. And for what reason? I did all I have to do, and I put in all I need to put in. But at that moment, I felt my service was not needed. And I never knew that they lost me. I'm not the one that, most times we always blame ourselves, but because we can't see our future, they helped me to discover myself. Because the fear of starting out, the fear of, there's a regular salary somewhere, at least I'll be able to survive at the end of the month, looking towards that package. But to start, it's not just to start. I'm telling you, these are the principles you need to follow. Now, the first concept, I say every problem is a gift. Without problems, we will not grow. Because that's where mine started. I had a challenge with my employment, and that's just it. So for every problem, you must first look at it as a gift, because without those problems we can't grow. The sack letter was the catalyst to my starting out, to my rediscovering myself. The things I've been doing for others is better this move. The things I've been doing for others matters a lot. I've been putting all I know into practice and building businesses, stabilizing things. But right now, I've been asked to stop. So what's the next thing? So don't see those challenges as a barrier. Rather, see those challenges as opportunity. Now, what's the big concept? The first thing is, I told you the mother had to conceive. What are you conceiving? What kind of business do you want to go into? You said, everybody, there's a time that they do business. And Some people had asked me a question. Okay, what I have just 20,000 naira. What kind of business will I do? Okay, I don't even have a job. So what kind of business am I going to do? I don't even have a skill. I don't know what skill I have. You're telling them different, but say start business, start business, start business. No, it's not about that. You must conceive what you want, and that's what I call the big concepts. The first thing, is to identify a problem. If you can identify a problem, you see, many of us, we are following suit of what is already existing. Many times you see that somebody is making restaurant. He has his recipe, and you just entered the likes of Chicken Republic and any McDonald's and all that, and you're just admiring. Wow, people are just see crowd. Wow, see money, see dollars, see naira. Oh, what an exchange! What a big. So you're carried away with such euphoria, and said, "Oh yes, I can start my restaurant." Oh, you see someone in real estate business. Wow, this guy is successful, man. This guy is successful. Not just to buy land, just buy land and sell. I can name businesses like that. Now, somebody conceive that business. Must have thought, these guys are homeless. It's taking so much to build. It's taking so much, and I love to be original. I love to be a creator, an inventor. You don't need to follow suit. You can have a guide, but you don't need to follow suit. Because if you follow suit, you are not really solving a problem. You are copying. What that business really, the person that made McDonald's had a reason. I've read the story. He was thinking about a fast food. He looked at America, looked at the world and everything as a whole. And he knows that people are really busy on the go. They're up in the morning, 5 a.m., they're out, they're back in the late, and nobody's cooking. So he had to come up with that concept. He's solving a problem. He has what his niche was. He caught a need for himself. You don't just start out. You don't start out. I want to have a food business. I want to have a laundry business. I want to have name all the business you might have been doing right now. Because I'm talking about conception right now. For those of you who want to start out, you must have an understanding exactly what are you solving. I can tell you, and that's why you remain even when everything fails. If you know exactly why you're starting your business. It's not as if it's a model after other business. Some people carry business plan of other people. Some people stereotype. I've seen it. There's a lady that was cool. That in Marsh Old Street those days. You know what? The bean cake. That woman was frying. What we call in Yoruba akara. Kose in Hausa. It's a bean cake. And every morning you see queues. You just see people. And at night again, you come and fry a plantain and yam and all that. You see crowd. And in less than some few months, we saw another woman, just beside. And like that street, you get like 5 people. Now, that is copying. What are they really solving? They are only looking at their effort. They are looking at they're so carried away with the crowd, with the money they want to make. But are they really solving the problem? That woman, she and let me tell you, the truth is that after a while, they all fizzle out. They all fizzle out. The woman, I'm still talking, I passed through, this is 8 years I've known her. She's still doing the same thing. But she has grown from that. The other day, her children are joined, and then she's using the gas cooker. She has more than that. She's doing well. And I heard that she has built, just from that akara. That you may saying 1 naira, 2 naira, because she was meeting a need. And there was consistency in what she was doing. Many of you fizzle out because after a while, if you don't really know exactly what you're resolving, you will fizzle out. Let me tell you, ask yourself, why are you in what you're doing right now? Especially those of you who want to start also. What do you really want to do? Why are you going to that business you want to start? Do you have an understanding? Are you going to solve a problem? In Lashon, I am solving problem, and that's why I still remain. I'm telling you. I sit back to review. I'm not copying any, and that's why I'm not running anybody's race. I remember when I started registering my business outside Nigeria, I saw a lot of in less than they are fizzled out. Even I've not even activate the purpose as it is. I was still opening up the plans. I had a radio. I run a communication company in Lashon. Before I knew it, every other real estate were doing the same thing. I run a business school. Before I knew it, every other person were doing the same thing. How many people will stand at the end of? There is a reason. There is a purpose, and I'm meeting some needs. Okay, this is a free training right now. It's born out of desire. It's not because I want to make money. It's not I want to. Yes, you have to monetize it. But if your business is really impacting and solving problem, you will be compassionate about it. You are going to be carried into it. Let me tell you the truth. I just came back this night. I slept over at the farm yesterday. I came in this morning. I came in around 7. A man that knows what he wants to do is sold out completely and is focused. When I started the farm about 4 or 5 years ago, it looks as if it's a child's play, because there is a concept that I carried in me. Even when everything were failing me, the only thing that kept me going is my passion and my vision. What I have, I'll get to that. So the first thing is, make sure you're solving a problem. Look at what you are doing right now. Whether you have started, whether you want to you're about to start. Just look, what do you want to solve? What niche would you want to cut? I am solving housing problem. I'm helping in my community. My laundry is meeting needs. There are a lot of people who will not do that. I have a security firm. We're providing security for life and properties. I run a business school. Raising entrepreneur, career developers. I'm helping to improve. I'm removing unemployment and helping to reduce it to the merest minimum, because I run a skill acquisition program. I have a niche. I know what I'm doing. Beyond that, I can tell you everything I'm doing. I have 9 businesses. They are all meeting needs. And because I've identified a problem, and if I bring up the solution and I can monetize it, I'm in business. People will pay for it.